Have you ever felt like you gave your all to a man, your love, your time, your heart, and he still left? You showed up for him, cared for him, tried to understand him, and yet, when things got serious, he pulled away. Or worse, he ghosted you. It's heartbreaking. But you're not alone. So here's the truth that no one tells you. It's not about how beautiful you are. It's not about how much you give. And it's definitely not about how much you love him. The real reason a man stays, or walks away, comes down to one hidden thing you trigger in his mind. And this trigger is so powerful, so deep. Carl Jung spent his entire life studying the forces behind it. If you understand this one idea from Jung's teachings, you'll never chase love again. Because love will start chasing you. So what is it? Let's break it down. The secret: he stays for the way you make him feel about himself. Carl Jung believed that we are all driven by unconscious forces, things we don't even realize are shaping our lives. And one of the most powerful of these forces is the desire for psychic wholeness, the completion of the self. When a man meets a woman who awakens parts of himself he never knew existed, parts he buried, denied, or never fully understood, he becomes addicted to her. Not because of who she is, but because of who he becomes in her presence. In Jungian psychology, this is known as anima projection. It's when a man unconsciously projects his inner feminine, his emotions, intuition, and vulnerability, onto a woman. She becomes the mirror that reflects his soul. And when that happens, he feels like he's found something rare, something sacred, something he needs. Not in a needy way, but in a soul-deep, magnetic way. He feels seen. He feels safe. He feels alive. And he will never want to let go of that. Why most women never trigger this, and how you can. The mistake most people make is thinking love is about doing things, cooking, texting, being available, sacrificing. But men don't fall in love with acts of service. They fall in love with the version of themselves they see when they're with you. Think about it: if he feels criticized, judged, or small around you, even if you're trying to help, he will pull away. But if he feels like the strongest, most creative, most capable version of himself when he's with you, he will be drawn to you like a moth to flame. The secret? Trigger his soul's hunger to be whole. Let's go deeper. What Jung knew about the male psyche. Carl Jung said that every man carries within him a deep inner feminine, the anima. This anima is emotional, intuitive, creative, but often repressed by society. When a man meets a woman who mirrors his anima, something wild happens inside of him. He doesn't understand it logically. But emotionally, he feels awakened. She reflects the parts of himself he longs to express but doesn't know how. And when a woman does this without trying to control, fix, or chase him, she becomes unforgettable. Not just physically, but psychologically. He's not just falling for you. He's falling for himself, through you. How to activate this trigger without saying a word? You don't need to perform, prove, or pretend. All you need to do is embody your wholeness. Because when a woman lives from her own depth, when she's connected to her feelings, her values, her soul, she becomes a mirror. And that mirror triggers something ancient and primal in the male mind. He starts to feel things he never felt before. He doesn't know why he can't stop thinking about you. He doesn't understand why your absence feels like a void. But that's the power of a woman who awakens his unconscious. So, how do you do this? Step 1: stop trying to be what he wants. The moment you try to fit into a man's idea of a perfect woman, you stop being magnetic. You become another mask. Carl Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." When you are fully yourself, not cold, not needy, just real, you invite him to be real too. And that's rare. When a man feels safe to take off his emotional armor, he bonds deeply. You didn't have to chase him. You simply showed up as yourself. That's the first trigger, authenticity. Step 2, hold emotional polarity. Men are naturally drawn to feminine energy when it's not chaotic or manipulative. Feminine energy isn't just softness. It's emotional depth. It's intuition. Receptivity. Feeling without needing to fix. When you live in your feminine, you create polarity, the space between two energies that creates attraction. You're not begging. You're not pushing. You're simply being. This creates mystery. Tension. Desire. He starts chasing, not because you pulled away, but because your energy pulls him in. This is the second trigger, polarity. Step 3, reflect his soul back to him. Jung believed every human being wants to individuate, to become whole. And love is one of the most powerful mirrors for that journey. So when you can hold space for a man to feel, to express, to dream, to struggle, and you reflect his essence back to him without judgment, he bonds on a level he doesn't even understand. You're no longer just the girl he's dating. You become his psyche's mirror. His inner world starts to feel more alive around you. That's the third trigger, reflection. Step 4, detach from outcome. Here's the paradox. The more you need him to choose you, the less likely he is to do so. Why? Because neediness is not love. It's fear. Fear repels. Love attracts. Jung taught that true connection begins when we stop projecting our fears onto others. So the moment you stop needing his validation and start living from your own soul, he feels your freedom. And guess what? Freedom is irresistible. He doesn't want a woman who needs him to feel whole. He wants a woman who is already whole, and chooses him from that place. That's the fourth trigger, detachment. The deepest psychological need in a man. Carl Jung once said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." When a man meets a woman who transforms him, he won't leave. He can't. Because she touches something inside of him no one else has. It's not about beauty. It's not about how nice you are. It's about soul recognition. A feeling that says, "I don't know why, but I need her in my life." And that feeling only happens when you awaken the part of him he's been hiding, even from himself. Why he comes back when you stop chasing. Ever noticed how the moment you let go, stop calling, stop trying, he suddenly remembers you? It's not magic. It's psychology. When you chase, you become background noise. When you pull away, you become mystery. And mystery activates his imagination, the same imagination Jung said is key to the unconscious mind. He starts dreaming about you. Feeling you. Missing you. Not because you said anything, but because your energy is now living rent-free in his subconscious. This is not a game. It's alignment. It's the difference between needing love and becoming love. How to become the woman he can't walk away from. Be deeply connected to yourself. Be unafraid of silence, emotion, and depth. Let him see who he becomes around you. And don't settle for half connection. When a man senses that being with you makes him a better man, more alive, more grounded, more himself, he will not just stay. He will protect the connection with his life. Because it's not about attraction anymore. It's about transformation. And transformation is unforgettable. You don't have to compete with other women. You don't have to overthink what to say or how to act. Because when you show up as your full self, you naturally trigger something deep inside the masculine mind. Something Carl Jung understood more than anyone. The drive to be whole. You become the mirror that reflects his missing pieces. And in that reflection, he sees home. If this message stirred something inside you, If you're ready to stop chasing love and start becoming love, then subscribe now. Because this channel is your space for healing, depth, and understanding the powerful psychology behind real connection. Together, we're not just decoding men. We're uncovering you. Let's go deeper, one truth at a time. Subscribe now, and awaken the part of you the world has been waiting to meet.